That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy Fine is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy Fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. It is raining cats and dogs out there right now. So you know what that means. That means your shrubs are going to grow. Your grass is going to grow. You're not going to want to cut it. You're going to want somebody else to do that for you. Why don't you let Priority Lawn and Landscaping do it? Give them a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. I highly recommend that so you can see the videos and pictures of the jobs that they have done. So when you give Johnny a call, tell him you heard about it from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, a reminder, September 9th at Moorline Lager House, we'll be doing the Dine for 9 for the Joe Burrow Foundation. What that is you make your reservations to Moorline Lager House, and there are other participating restaurants. I will be doing a live show there for 2 hours with Joe Farsing. I know he's the big star. But Bengals all-time scorer, Jim Breach. Also, 2 members of the Bearcats Final Four team, Terry Nelson and Corey Blunt. Now, 9 for 9 means 9% of your purchase will go to the Joe Burrow Foundation. So again, get your reservations to Moorline Lager House. The event is pinned to the top of my Facebook page. Go right to the Moorline Lager House so you can get your reservations and come on down. Speaking of the Moorline Lager House, we will be shooting our commercial this Saturday. If you guys are wanting to be in the commercial, show up in a whole bunch of Bengals gear at the Moorline Lager House. We'll be in the beer garden where our tailgate is going to be at each and every Sunday during Bengals season for home and road tailgates. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got to see here. We got Stranger in there, Tony Blazin, Ken's in there, KP, me and Ken again. There we go. We are all in there, and we're all waiting on Dalton Reisner to be signed. James Rapine tweeted out he thinks they're going through medicals. That hopefully once that's all done, he'll be signed. We'll see what happens. Bengals. Fortunately, they won 31-17. So this is a Bengals victory Tuesday. And if you watched ESPN or were on Twitter at all, feels like we've lost the game. We didn't. We won. There was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff. But let's get into this conversation with the man who studies film, grinds tape like nobody's business. He is the man. He is Joe Farsing. What's up, Grinder?
That came out wrong.
You're grinding tape. You're grinding it all the time.
I'm doing none of the above. Anyway, hey, what's happening, Iceman?
What's going on, man? So let's get to Reiser here real quick. He had to sign. We're talking about this off the air. We both think it's going to happen. Medicals is what we're waiting on. Anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the game or anything like that?
First off, for everyone out there, like, we use all of our good takes before we come on the air, so that's why that's why we sound like we're just spitting out gibberish and garbage, because like we have in-depth. Jeff actually is a wealth of knowledge, incredibly intelligent. It just all comes out before he gets on the air, so he sounds like the dope that he is.
Yeah, pretty much. So you guys get to hear for the rest of the stuff that doesn't sound very good. So, all right. So, all right. What's your thoughts on Riser? Is it going to happen today? What we got a prediction of what time? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's you figure at this point they're at 5:30. They're probably getting ready to sit down at Jeff Rui's, probably downtown. Maybe 6, maybe 6:30, something like that.
Hopefully about 5, about 6:30. 6
So
o'clock,
and so if you sit down at 6:30, that's a 2.5 hour meal, maybe a 3 hour meal. So something might come out like late this evening. I mean, if you guys are staying up to watch the Reds game, what's the West Coast Reds game, then good chance, that something will come. It'll get done.
I think so.
He seemed pretty enthusiastic. His wife seemed pretty enthusiastic about coming to Cincinnati for the workout and everything. Clearly, he's needed. Although everyone thought that Lucas Patrick looked terrible yesterday. I know this is a side, and we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Per PFF and per a couple guys that actually went back and watched the film, he actually did a decent job. There's the terrible image of him with Burrow running around like a chicken with his head cut off of him, just avoiding blocks.
The ball I don't know away! What are you doing?
Anybody was doing. I like half the line was standing there because I think they're kind of apoplectic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you holding on to the ball? Throw it away, spike it. Nobody cares. Just get down.
Right, just to get down. It's preseason.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So, anyway, but yeah, it'll get done this evening. There's no reason, at this point, he wants to have a contract signed and for money, and the Bengals obviously have interest because they brought him in, so it'll get done.
And again, you and me were also talking about before we started the show of how good Rivers played at right guard, and I've been singing his praises. I think he's our future right guard. Maybe not necessarily this year, but I think next year. But go ahead. What was his PFF ranking or whatever?
They actually weren't really good. Pass blocking was 50.3, but the eye said something a little bit differently.
I look good to me.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he fit it. He got kind of rushed in. Patrick had an injury that they really didn't say anything about. You see him at one of the plays, he's actually kind of grabbing his chest a little bit, and that's why he came out, but no one said anything. So yeah, Jalen Rivers was kind of pressed into service with the first teamers and looked fine. Like was he great? Was he all pro level? No, but this is also somebody who's probably a year away from from someone who should be maybe to start going into next year. So for him to fit in and look somewhat competent, like that's a great sign.
Yeah, and if he can learn from Reisner when they sign him, I'm speaking it into existence. That's going to happen. That's a good thing too. Here, B-Dog here said, "How did you think Taj Brooks looked to you?" He got a lot.
He looked okay. Yeah, run blocking wasn't great when he was in, so it's not like he, kind of has making chicken soup out of chicken shit. Let me look at his numbers real quickly here.
He almost made that one-handed catch when he made the block and went after the screen, but
Burrow had to just kind of loft it a little too much to get it over the lineman. Yep. 11 carries, 43 yards. I mean, 4.3 yards is solid.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there was no explosion. He had the longest run of the game for 14. Like they had Washington had 5 guys with as long or longer runs than anybody on the Bengals. But yeah, I mean, I like Taj Brooks. I think he's going to come in and make an impact. They plan on leaning pretty heavily on Chase Brown, which I think is a good thing, but that also means that if they're leaning heavily on the run game, they're going to have to use Brooks to take pressure off. And again, when you get closer to the goal line, although it's nice to see Chase Brown punch that in on the short yardage.
Yeah,
Taj Brooks has the body, absolutely has the body and the physical style for those tough runs.
But that was a good point. I really did like that toughness that Chase Brown showed at the end there to get that ball across the end zone there, because it was his upper body and his legs pushing through there. So that was impressive by Chase for his size and to get that ball across the
he's a very solidly built dude. I mean, yeah, he's short, but it's not like he's 160 pounds. Like he's Darren Sproles back there, or James Brooks, someone who's $170. But no, I mean he's 200 some odd pounds. He's a thick dude.
Dustin here
Yeah,
says
5'10", 210 pounds. Yeah, he's solid, dude.
Dustin, we are loaded at wide receiver. Duh. Good O-line grade pretty well, including Patrick. Bad Knight, Gross. Mostly disappointed thing was the defense simply just looked lazy. Well, to me, and you and me talked about this, that it's a vanilla defense. What I don't like is I don't like them going in the wrong gaps, line out the wrong thing. The more surprising thing was the tackling. That's the part that really, like, the rest of the stuff can get fixed. The defense is going to look a little different. I think getting in the wrong gaps or everything is fixable. The tackling, that's the one. We saw that last year and the year before that. We couldn't tackle, and we saw that in the first 2 games of the preseason. That's the part that's a little scary to me, is because, I mean, Jordan Battle, we talked about, he should have lit the quarterback up going into that for that touchdown. And I'm kind of thinking maybe he's like, well, this is preseason. Maybe I'll just kind of grab him up top and try to sling him down. And, well, that didn't work, instead of just lighting his ass up. I'm hoping the regular season he drills him. We'll see.
You don't even have to drill him. You just, like, he literally went up high, like, trying not to, for a knockout blow. Right. And just, like, is that how you tackle? I never played organized football, but is that how you tackle? You go up high on someone who's tall?
No.
I didn't think so. I thought you kind of grab the, grab the wrap.
Since they don't want to hit. They don't want anybody to hit each other in the head anymore. You go for the legs now, or the middle of the body. There's
an image, and I think it was either the Growler podcast or Paul Danner Jr. Potato, but it was. I think Jaden Daniels was on the 10, and in between him and the goal line are 4 Bengal defenders. And he went in the end zone straight, like walked into the end zone
almost untouched, except for Battle.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the part that was scary. But the funny thing is both quarterbacks, Burrow and Burrow and Daniels, both made plays in the preseason game that I'm sure both teams are like, "What are you doing?" Like the Burrow running back toward his own end zone, and then Daniels making that play, which his turned into be a touchdown. But I'm sure that's not something that the Washington Commanders wanted him to do. But it was look, Joe, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time. Like, all right, the Bengals have looked terrible under Zach Taylor in the preseason. They've never looked great because most of the time he hasn't played the guys. Now he is playing them, but it's preseason, so I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I think the offense looks really good, and I'm saying that because of the way the defense looked, because they, like I said, the very vanilla defense. The scary thing is the tackling. So I'm hoping they ramp it up by the season. I don't think we really get a real clear picture of what this team looks like until at least week 2, hopefully by then. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's hard to, like, I think you just want to see good, something to grasp onto and something to build onto in preseason. Yeah, the results don't matter, but
no, they don't.
You do want to see, like, hey, listen, these guys were at least rapping, or something, like something to give you hope that this defense isn't going to be awful. I did think it's hilarious that the Bengals run defense was just terrible, and they were running up and down the field on them. And all you hear about from Joe Buck and Troy Aikman is, man, this defense needs Trey Hendrickson. Like,
right.
Trey Hendrickson's a terrible run defender. Like, that's not the problem.
Yeah, I saw the after post game. I watched today. I watched the interview Jamar Chase, and then afterwards, Rich Eisen is like, man, this defense really needs. They can run all over the place. They really need Trey Henderson, which I agree. We need Trey Henderson, but Trey's not going to help a run defense.
Right, like that's the thing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, right. Trey is needed because outside of him, there's zero pass rush to count on. Like, maybe some, maybe guys step up. I mean, I've seen nothing from Myles Murphy to make me think he's going to make that leap, despite all the good vibes and headlines. Same thing with Joe Osai. But I mean, guys take leaps, But I mean, the guy you can count on is Trey, but he's a relatively poor run defender. Like, that's not going to help them getting gas. Yeah. They gave up 185 yards in a preseason game.
They averaged on that. The first 2 drives they averaged 17 yards a carry.
Yeah, it was like 16.9, something absolutely crazy.
that was crazy. The other thing that Troy Aikman kept saying that was driving me freaking nuts, and I posted it on Twitter, was Oh, Jake Browning, that his rookie year was blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, he got signed by the Minnesota Vikings in 2019. They actually put the graphic on the TV screen. He got signed by the Minnesota Vikings in 2019. So it wasn't his rookie year.
Yeah, I mean, I almost wonder if maybe, like, statistically, because he never, he was never. But I wonder if because he was on practice squads and was never on an active roster, I wonder if maybe that's a technicality. But it was confusing as hell. I'm like,
all right, if it is that,
dude, like he's been in longer than that's a year before Burrow and all those guys.
Right?
Like, what are we doing?
Because he kept saying that, and then they put the graphic. I'm like, look at the screen. He's I don't know. I was like,
he's going on 30 years old. He wasn't a 28-year-old rookie straight out of college.
Yeah, they act like he's just some young guy. I'm like, no. But let's get to Dustin here. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Put yourself in Al Golden's shoes. Head has to be spinning. Starting linebackers and safeties are legit liability. He has a big decision ahead. I actually thought the linebackers looked pretty good, except for, Logan Wilson looked slow. That one did, but
the presumptive starters did not look good at all. Demetrius Knight. What did I say was my concern about Demetrius Knight? Do you remember when they drafted him?
I do not. What'd you say?
He's 25 years old and just now coming out of college, and there's no upside with him.
Right.
And we're seeing that there's seeing these concerns that you have, if he's starting out this bad, he's pretty much as physically big as he's going to be, in terms of physical maturation. So he's got to do a lot on the field to get there, and he looked slow. He looked out of place. You're not going to get faster. You're not going to get stronger now. If anything, you're going to start going.
I know you guys won't come at me with PFF. He's already Dustin's already doing it, saying his grade is 51. I think Knight's going to be fine. I didn't see him look awful last night, but like I said, I don't look at stats stuff. I looked at my eyes. I do agree with what Dustin has said. I do think Logan Wilson looked slow. That I do agree with. That's kind of scary. Barrett Carter, I thought looked really well.
Yeah.
Even Oren Burke,
he put
made a play
on that interception, on Barrett Carter's interception. He put his foot in the ground like a receiver making a cut, and immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah, immediately went straight for the ball. That was a great reaction. It was a poor throw. It was on his on his inside shoulder, right where Carter was coming up. But
he made the play.
The instincts.
Right.
He saw it. He read the route, and he played his responsibility well and made a break on the football. That was fantastic. So.
Yeah, and like I said, my boy Tyson Anderson got an interception there as well. So
he's gonna get run at. He's gonna actually. He's gonna play him. He's never played defense. He's never taken a regular. He's never taken a regular season snap. And week 1 in Cleveland, he's gonna be taking snaps. Now, whether he's gonna be starter or not, he's gonna see the field. He's got a lot of physical ability. Can he be in the right place in the right time? When you have another team across from you that whose plays you don't know ahead of time or don't know. We'll see.
Right. Yeah. So I'm taking. It didn't look great. But there's, like I said, there's stuff that I'm hoping it looks better once they actually play defense the way they're going to play. Like I said, the biggest alarming thing to me was the tackling. That was the biggest, and trying to stop the run. Which again, I'm like, maybe it's the vanilla defense. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping here right now against what I saw.
We're grasping at any sliver.
I'm hoping.
We're looking for any sliver.
It can't be as bad as we saw it. It got if it is, it's gotten worse, and that's where I'm like, it can't get worse, can it? I hope not.
I don't think so. The defensive line got rid of guys like Lawrence Guy and Sheldon Rankins and guys that just were and everybody loves him, but Sam Hubbard, who was just a liability. So getting anything out of guys that are rotational guys on the defensive line, getting younger at linebacker, and you said Logan Wilson, and again, this is my thing. Linebackers and running backs, there are few exceptions. You draft those guys knowing that they're playing one contract, and then by the time that year 5 goes out, adios. Yeah. Keep every year draft a linebacker, draft an athletic linebacker. You need those guys for special teams, and then you need them to rotate on and off the field.
Nordstrom, if I'm saying it right, says
Nostradamus.
Whatever. whatever his name is, says trade Burton for a run stuffer. Yeah, there's nobody going to give us a run stuffer for Burton. I mean,
I mean, you can make a trade for somebody young who's, especially for someone who's at risk of getting cut from another team. Like there are guys there that they'll be able to pick up, just to save the hassle of trying to pick them up off waivers or anything like that. So I honestly think a trade of a wide receiver, whether it's Burton, whether it's Tinsley. I mean, Tinsley looked great, but I mean, the guys wide receiver 5 and the Bengals have minimal investment, whereas the guys ahead of all are guys that they've all drafted, and
Tinsley would be the guy that you would trade. You would trade if you're going to trade anybody, but
I don't mind either. But I don't mind because somebody good is going to have to try to be snuck on a practice squad anyway. So instead of hoping and hoping that that they can sneak through, trade them. Like I'm completely on board with that.
Yeah, he's got a point here. He said we traded Billy for BJ, so it's possible. Yeah, you got a point.
I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I mean, I think the Giants are complete morons for doing that one. But I mean, you're also talking about one of the most lopsided trades in Bengals history for our favor. So you're not going to get that every single year. So yes, it has happened. Will it? No idea. I mean, the thing is too is once cut down day comes, they're going to pick somebody up. I'll be shocked if they don't. So they will be scanning the waiver wires, trying to see what's going on there. But Dustin had another comment here, which I didn't know this. I hadn't paid attention. He says, "Side note: T. Higgins hasn't had a catch yet. With all the snaps and stars, it played like kind of surprising." Which I thought for sure he caught one in the first game, but I believe you, Dustin. I mean, I know you guys can look the stats up and tell me that he hasn't made a catch. So, which I mean, I'm not that worried about. Well, it's interesting though. Watching T and Jamar on the sidelines while Joe is out there with the second guys, they look like they were chomping out at the bit to get back out there. Like we're watching those guys run around and do something like, get us out there. I just think I saw on the sideline looked like they wanted to get back out there for one more series.
See, to me, it looked like they were nervous as hell that the Burrow was going to get killed. Like, brother, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Ken says gonna make a trade for safety.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
T had one target in the first week, no catches, and then no targets. Weird, but
it's preseason. I mean, they were just I don't know. Like I said,
this is the 6th year that Burrow's been thrown to T Higgins. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure they got their timing down. And I think, like I said, it's people take a lot of stuff. I think people take more stuff out of preseason than you need to. It's preseason. They're in there to get their work done, and that's as far as the offense goes. Now, like I said, the tackling that is alarming. Don't get me wrong, that is alarming. I'm not saying it's not.
To be fair, there's not a lot of missed tackles when you don't touch the guy for the first 30 yards. So
yeah, exactly.
That was a lot of it. I think that first drive they missed the tackle. They just didn't touch anybody.
Hey, we got Rashard Jenty's in the chat again. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
Yeah, you out there working hard or hardly working? Dustin, not making a point, just making a side note. Yeah,
it's weird because Burrow's played. Yeah. He's played 5 drives now.
Yeah,
so maybe he's freezing them out. You got your money now. You're not getting the ball. I'm working everybody else.
Exactly.
I did think it was funny though that Burrow stayed in multiple drives just to get work with the second with the second team. Now, granted, they had the first team offensive line, but he wanted to throw to Tinsley. He wanted to throw to Charlie Jones. Yoshi got a lot of runs. So
that pass to Charlie Jones was that window was like that big. It was.
I don't understand it. Like put enough arc on it to get it over top of the over top of the offensive line, and then you have second and third tier defenders going this way, and you drop it right. And that's ridiculous.
That's next level passing right there. I mean, that's ridiculous. Just watching that replay, I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I even give it to Jake Browning. The 2 touchdowns he had at Tinsley were great throws too. And he was running for his life too. That's what that's the other thing too, which is kind of alarming when you said Burrow's in there with the 2s and pretty much the starting offensive line, except for when Rivers was out there.
Yeah,
they didn't look, and there's going to get the Redskins, or excuse me, I know I was going to do that. The Commanders 2s offensive line didn't look that good, so it's just It's just some things. It's like, why did we look so bad? That's the thing. It's like, like there's points in this game. I mean, we won the game. We won the game, which is great. But I want to win the game looking a little better or having more stuff that I can get my hands around. Like, all right, this looks better. This looks better. Okay, we're trending in the right direction. And it's like just a little bit here. There's a lot over here. That's where it's like, that's where I just try not to. It's preseason,
right?
And are the guys really going, full speed? Are they a lot of players I think are out there are honestly trying not to hurt each other? Because I don't think anybody wants to get injured in preseason. So you can take that for what it's worth. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Josh here. Dalton Reiser is going to be pumped to block for Joey B. Yes, he is. Actually,
yeah.
We got.
Do you know who Drew Garrison is?
I do.
On Twitter. Okay. Apparently Dalton Risner just followed him back on. So if he's starting to follow like fan accounts and fan podcast accounts, like he just posted a screenshot of his.
I want to see who follows me.
Of his update. So I mean, you probably haven't. Like, have you tagged him?
Yeah. I asked him to come on the show.
Okay.
I tagged him.
but yeah, so like the fact that he's starting to like make connections with
Yeah, but Drew Garrison, he gets all kinds of people to follow him. He's got connections with Pat McAfee and stuff. I don't know how he does that. It's amazing. Well, we have a special guest in here to help us out to give his opinions for about 30 minutes. He is one of the best draft expert guys I know. He's from Bengals and Brews. He's my former seat neighbor. He's Dale Altman. Hi, Dale.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Joe?
What's going on?
Not much, man.
All right. What's your thoughts? What do you think about last night's game?
Offense, let's go. Defense, oh no. That pretty much sums it up, right? I mean, Money Mac looks back. I mean, that's another good thing. So that part of the special teams looked okay. But yeah, the O-line, I've been clipping them up today on a rewatch, the all-22. I thought pretty much the whole O-line looked good. Even Lucas Patrick, I know he's getting completely dogged a lot. There's some bad reps here and there, some bad reps in practice. But overall, I mean, he looks like he could at least be a starting-ish caliber guard. Now, if you signed Dalton Risner, obviously, and you had him as your backup at all three of the interior spots, I'd feel a heck of a lot better.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Now, what's your thoughts on Rivers? Because you may have talked about him a lot. I liked what I saw last night because he's the first guy that came in for Patrick. What's your thoughts on him?
I only rewatched the first 7 snaps he had with the starters. I'm going to get back to watching more of it, after the show and try to watch him specifically probably first, then switch over to the defense. But PFF grade-wise, his pass block grade I know wasn't good, but the run blocking grade was pretty good. The 7 snaps he had with the starters, I didn't see anything that stood out, good or bad. And for an offensive lineman, that's just fine for me.
Fine. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay. You're going to say something?
I was going to say, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
I had like the greatest point to make. No, but before you came on, Dale, we're talking about the offensive line, especially Patrick, about how, everyone thought that he looked terrible. And especially the one play where Burrow was running around for, I think it was almost 12 seconds was the snap to sack time. When he's standing with his arm, he trying to avoid making a illegal block, I guess. But yeah, just seeing the rest of the tape, and then I might have been I've seen on social media, might have been yours or whoever, just seen some of it, he actually looked like his tape looks a lot better than what it looked like to the naked eye, to the eye just on the broadcast feed.
Yeah, for sure. And we didn't see. I mean, we saw like 3 snaps from Seth McLaughlin, so there's really nothing to judge him on. Some of the backup young tackles look good. Coker, I know, graded out well. That's on first watch,
right?
That it seemed like. And then, man, in general though, Mitch Tinsley. Bye-bye, Isaiah Williams hype train. Hello, Mitch Tinsley hype train.
You're jumping off.
I've completely abandoned the Isaiah Williams hype train. It's dead. I mean, I've killed it at this point. There's just no way. But Tinsley, if they keep 6 wide receivers, I don't know how you don't keep him as the 6th one if that's the route they go.
And dude, I'll take that 6 against any team in the NFL. Well, I think that'd be the best 6. But I want to get back to what you're saying before, and I kind of tweeted this out yesterday, and I did a little video about it, about when the Bengals signed Reisner. So this to me, this is the backups, and I can't ever remember how many backup offensive lines we will have. But so that makes Lucas Patrick your backup guard and center, along with McLaughlin. I think he'd be on. They're going to keep him on there because they don't want to lose him. I
don't know what they're going to do with him, to be honest.
It's good. Well, it's good. Well, it's either that or you cut Patrick. I don't think they're cutting McLaughlin. I think that's who they want to replace Ted. But let me finish this. Then you get Cody Ford as your guard and tackle, and you get Rivers as guard and tackle. So does that mean McLaughlin's out? Is Patrick out? How do you think? Like I said, McLaughlin is the one that I think they're going to keep because they can't put him on the PUP list anymore because he's cleared.
I think they could try to put him on practice squad. Really? I don't know how well that would go.
That was my thought.
But I do think I don't see Lucas Patrick going anywhere. I mean, they've had him as the starter. They've got him reps at center. He's played center. He's played left guard. He's played right guard. I think he's got a spot on the 53, and I mean, he's got to be the guy that's our starting right guard week 1. Even if they signed Reisner at this point, there's no guarantee that he would start like at the very beginning of the season. And he left. I don't know if you saw that, Jeff, but they reported his visit, which means he has left without signing.
He did. Oh,
I'm of the belief that they're at Jeff Ruby's right now, like that he's out of the building and at Jeff Ruby's and doing that part of the recruiting.
Right. I was just going. It doesn't mean there's no deal to be done. I mean, we saw no. Yeah, we don't know that he went home. We just
go check Kenwood Mall. Go check Kenwood Mall now.
Hey, I'm a mile and a half away, man. I will be right there.
Take your phone and go and get in the car and go, Joe.
I'm gonna pick up some Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they don't sign him. I'm like, that's where I like getting later in the day. I'm going, what's going on? We're gonna sign him. What we doing? Like
the two holdups is he had a back injury last year that kept him out. For like the first 10 weeks of the season. Mm-hmm. He didn't play till week 11. And then also, like, are they asking him to come in and not be the starter per se because we've got Cordell Volson injured? Are they asking him to come in and be like Fairchild's backup or potential right guard backup for now? And he's still thinking, hey, I've started everywhere I've went when I'm healthy, so I should be starting. I mean, that's the only two things I can think of.
Conversation you think they would have before he came here?
You would think, but I mean, it sounded like he was even coming in to actually work out plus the medicals. So, I mean, hopefully it went well. The medicals checked out, and you never know. Maybe they're still doing the evaluations of the medicals, and he's left the building like Joe talked about.
Yeah, I literally haven't heard anything. I didn't know he left the building. I haven't heard anything about.
Yeah, that Aaron Wilson that usually reports like the visits or whatever when they've typically concluded. I think that just means they've kind of left the building, and those usually happen around like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So.
They have to, league-wide, they have to release names of guys that come in by 4 o'clock.
So how long, let's say, how long would it take to get a medical exam back, do you guys think? I mean, it'd be in the building, wouldn't it?
Within minutes. I mean, they have techs there to go over everything with doctors.
Yeah, they're not sending it out to the hospital and coming back. They got it in there, I would think. I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's what I would assume.
Yeah, and then it could just be money. It could be we're haggling over, guaranteed portion, $500,000 here, $500,000 there, which is
Bengals love to guarantee money. So I mean, if there's anything they love doing, it's guaranteeing money, especially into year 2 and year 3 for guys that are over 30.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially 30-year-olds. Ken has he left Cincinnati? I have no idea. We know God, you guys are blown child. That's what I was going for. We have no idea. We know he
was in Cincinnati. That's all. That's about the extent of it. Like I said, they're probably at Ruby's right now. I can get either that or the precinct.
All right, we have an expert here. Pork Chop said that's not true. I'm a medical professional. Some test results take over 24 hours.
Esther's got to send a letter out to all staff about him. So that's promising. Esther, you are like the awesome eyes and ears.
There you go. T. Berkey said there are one of few teams that have an MRI on site. Yeah, that's the thing that Chris Collins
first scan.
Yeah, first scan. So who knows? I hopefully we'll hear something before we go to bed tonight. I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't happen by tomorrow, then it might not be happening. And that's Kind of disappointing, but I hope they at least give us a reason as to why, he didn't pass. He wanted to be a guaranteed starter. I don't know. Something, I just don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear. I want to hear a reason. I want to hear why. Tell me some reason why you didn't sign him if you don't sign him.
I would hope and expect that the phone calls that he had prior, I don't know if it's Duke or whoever the hell he's talking to in the Bengals front office, were, are discussing role and like, listen, this is what we see for you. So you'd hope that that's not, but we know the Bengals aren't so good at communication. Maybe that's just when guys are signed and in-house that they suck at communicating. Maybe it's for external free agents like that. They're good at that. So, but like, you would assume that like he knows the deal, like before he comes in, like where he's going to be on the initially coming in on the depth chart or whatever. So,
Dan, I want to get your opinion on the linebackers last night. I think Logan Wilson did look. I agree with what Dustin said. I think he did look slow. I thought Knight looked okay. I thought Carter looked really good. What was your thoughts on the linebacker play last night?
I didn't think Knight looked good, unfortunately. And I mean, he's looked good in practice, but he had a really bad game. And he was not noticeable in a good way in the first preseason game either. Logan definitely just feels like he's lost a step. I hope that's not the case. And he's just, getting ramped up. But right now, the linebackers are definitely one of the bigger concerns. I mean, I know the secondary is a concern too. Along with Jordan last night, though. Yeah, I mean, they just got ran all over. So I'm still very concerned about safety, Jordan Battle, and the linebackers specifically. Those guys, filling their lanes, having gap discipline, doing what they're supposed to do, definitely seems like a bit of a problem right now. And I know it's a little vanilla, but still, the basic stuff should still be basic enough to where there's not 10-foot holes that these guys are just running through. Because, I mean, they just got the ball shoved right down their throat. And a little bit of that's got to be pride. And TJ Slayton's another guy. I haven't been super impressed with anything he's done, and he's supposed to be that run stuffer. So those are kind of the people that I'm worried about. Now, I do think like Oren Burks, he didn't grade out well, but you've seen him make at least a couple nice plays here or there.
He looked solid.
And like you said, Barrett Carter looked really good. So you start to wonder, would they, if Logan's struggling when preseason or when the actual season starts, or Demetrius Knight's struggling, you're 2-3 weeks in, is Al Golden going to be willing to make a change quicker than a guy like Lou was? Because, I mean, that's really all I hope for, right? I'm not saying you make it now.
No.
But
right.
When the season starts, I think you got to think about it. If we're still talking about this in game 3 and we're 0-2 or something that we don't want to be again, or we're 1-2, and it's like the linebackers look like the biggest weakness, I would get a fresh athlete in there like Barrett Carter and give him a shot, or Oren Burks, who just played in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think anyone should have these jobs just locked down.
No.
Like Demetrius Knight. Yeah, I know you drafted him in the second round, but if he's not performing in game time, what reason does he have to just be guaranteed a starting spot?
I agree with that. I know Dustin kind of said that in the chat too, and he said start him now. I'm like, I agree with what you're saying. Put him in there. Put the guys in there who Logan Wilson and Knight and see how they go. But if they don't perform, then yes, you got to get him out. Because I mean, just go back to last year. If Sam Hubbard, we think, if Joseph Osai got more snaps than Sam Hubbard did last year, our defense, pass rush might look a little better. Battle got in there before Bell did. Our secondary might look a little better just from that last year. We don't want to fall into the same mistakes we did last year. So that's where I agree with you.
Do you know who the highest graded defender per PFF last night was?
For defense, Muma?
Yep.
John Meadow.
And he seems like he just makes plays. I mean, I'm not a big, huge tape cruncher. Like, I see what I can and then try, basically to scour Twitter and see the work that you and everyone else does, like breaking, explaining everything. But he just on film just looks like he's making plays. It just looks like he's in the right place every time called upon. Like he understands the assignments. Now, is he the most athletic guy? No. But give me somebody who's at least in the right place. And if he gets beat out in a foot race, he gets beat out in a foot race. Or if someone, if he's in coverage,
right.
Yeah, exactly. Or if he's in coverage and someone runs a good route and he just can't stick with him, okay. But give me guys at least where he needs to be.
And Perfect, made a living off of high instincts and just knowing where to be, like student of the game, studied. And if Jung Meta clearly seems like the similar type guy that doesn't have that top athleticism, but he has the other stuff you need to play linebacker. Shaka Hayward made some nice plays. I think that whole fifth linebacker spot is wide open. because you got Shaka, Zhong Meta, and Joe Giles Harris, who I know he had a better week last week. I need to watch it back, but there was nothing that really overly flashed. But I mean, he's been solid on special teams. I think early in the game he had another nice play on special teams. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that fifth linebacker job.
Well, and they going into the game, he was one of the game day captains too.
Yeah. So
he and Tinsley, yeah.
That which I didn't know that till he started making plays because he was a former commander. Now Randall here said, did Shamar Stewart even play last night? And I agree with T. Brookie. Shamar kind of looked like a rookie last night. He got in the backfield sometimes, but he didn't know what to do. It was kind of like the ball was going away from him when he did get in the backfield. Is for what I saw. What did you guys take on Stewart's play last night? Yeah, Jeff.
I mean, I need to watch the defense back again, but from initial watch and watching last night, there was nothing that I thought looked super good for him. I mean, there was nothing for the starting offense, and then I don't know how much he was in, if he ever flashed, but I do know he had some really bad plays that even afterwards, Al Golden told him, just to shake it off and move on or whatever. So there's definitely not his strongest game. I'm sure he looked a lot better in the first game than he did last night based off everything I've seen. But that's another one I want to get to and rewatch more of just to see. Maybe there's more that flashed than I thought. But on the first watch, I didn't see anything that stood out. And I was hoping that we would because they had a lot of backup O-linemen in for Washington last night, even with when Jane Daniels was in there.
Joe, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be up and down with him, I think, for the first bit. This is why you don't rely on – and also real quick about Joey here. He's a Washington Commanders fan, so I don't know why he's popping in here and acting all positive that the Bengals have Chase Brown as a Canadian. So, Joey, screw off. No, I'm just kidding. I love Joey. He's legitimately like one of my good friends. Yeah, I mean, it looked rough on Shamar Stewart's end, but again, who knows what the issue is. I mean, he's playing with guys next to him that were missing all these fits. So was he trying to do too much? I mean, it looked like he was. I think it was the first big run. Was it maybe the 40-yarder? He had too much penetration, and one of the linebackers didn't get enough penetration. The guys, missing their gaps because there's just a bigger gap than what there should have been. So. So long as it's correctable stuff, that's like just working. It's not the physical stuff.
All this to me, all this is correctable. I mean, going in the right gap, that should be correctable. Tackles should be correctable. So that's where I'm kind of like, I'm not losing my mind about the defense, but it's also hard to go, well, they look like crap, but they're gonna be perfectly fine the first week. Which I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it is correctable. They can look better. I'm hoping. And next week, I don't know how many starters are. None of the starters might play next week. I don't think any of them playing.
I could see them playing the defense for a series or two because the starters, because they've looked so bad and they had them in there for a couple series and they look bad. They look bad the first week. Like at some point, you're still figuring out who is the starters without Trey and some of these guys that are out injured too.
Yeah, I mean, there is 2 weeks between the last preseason game, so if someone gets a little dinged up, there is time to get that treated and taken care of too. I just don't want to see Burrow or anybody in the offense out there.
No, and I don't think we will. Especially a short turnaround from Monday Night Football to a Saturday game. There's no way, and that could be why they hold out some of the starters on the defense. Right. But I could still see them get. I mean, because even like Stewart, who started that game, Murphy was out hurt. Like Osai, I think needs to show something still. So, I think a lot of those guys still need reps, and your McKinley Jacksons, your Chris Jenkins, they're not technically like maybe BJ Hill sets because he's a veteran. I could see some of the older guys. Maybe they even set Slayton, but I'd kind of like to see him in
Slayton, man, there was one where it was a running play. I can't remember. I think it was on the first drive. I just remember in my head where he went up the field and the running back went whoop right around him, or on the outside. I'm going, where are you going? That's the one like you're supposed to. Hold the block and get off your block and go get the running back. It was like he was going up at a patch rush, like he was going toward the quarterback. That's what it sticks out in my mind because I've thought that TJ Slayton was a sneaky signing for the Bengals that not a lot of people have talked about. I thought him alone was going to not him alone, but him being there as an actual nose tackle was going to bring up our run defense. And so far,
Well, to be fair, even if you're the big body in the middle, because I don't want to say he's done too bad, without
I'm not saying
I know, but I'm saying for me, because it's like I was saying, I haven't really seen a lot from him, but as that big body in the middle, and if you are doing your job, your linebackers should be flying up and making the plays, and that's why I go back to the Demetrius Knights and the Logan Wilsons with that first team that just have not impressed, and we've got to see better out of those guys, or it's going to be a long season on defense again.
Yeah, Dustin makes a good point real quick. Howard Cross, he's like his PFF score looks horrible, but he looks like he's around. Like I don't know how, to really reconcile like what he looks like versus what he's grading out as. But what do you think about Howard Cross? I mean, he was an undrafted free agent, but he also was one of Al Golden's guys with Notre Dame.
I think because I haven't specifically watched him for every rep, but yes, I seen him flash. I seen him getting the pressure. I've seen him moving quarterbacks off the spot, and I did clip him up from week 1, and I thought he was pretty impressive week 1, but there's also a lot of plays where and I'm guessing that's the grade wise, right? There's a lot of plays, and it is the smaller size that he has. He's going to get washed out at times, but when he can just shoot a gap and get upfield and pressure the quarterback, that's valuable, and that's really valuable if he can just have that role on like a 3rd and long. And hey, come in there and rush the passer. So if he does make the roster as that 5th DT, which is a big time battle because Taven Bryan's looked good as a pass rusher. And Eric Gregory's looked really good, especially as a run defender. So I'm low key excited about the D tackle depth. I'm just a little more worried about like a TJ Slayton right now.
Yeah, like it's bottom heavy. I would say like the depth is because I mean there are legitimate guys that McKinley Jackson has looked really really solid over the first 2 games. Chris Jenkins has looked like he's made a step from last year. There's no stud there, and TJ Slayton, even if he came in and did everything we expected, he's not a stud. I mean, he's a guy who's he's just suck up double teams to try to keep the guys off the second level, but. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. I don't know if they would need to try to get, I don't think there's any need to try to get somebody off of someone else's practice squad or on cutdown day either. So,
and I could see I was just going to say, I could see him keeping Taven Bryan, the veteran, and then trying to get Gregory and Cross on the practice squad, which would be great because last year when we started dealing with injuries, we had to pull guys off the street by like week 3 for D tackle. If you had those 2 guys on your practice squad, I'd feel really good about that too, that if you needed to call them up for a game or a couple weeks due to injury, that you'd be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
So this is from Jordan Schultz about 9 minutes ago. It says on Twitter, says free agent guard Dalton Reiser had a strong meeting and workout with the Bengals today, and the 2 sides plan to stay in touch. Per sources, no deal in place as of now. So I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean he's.
Yeah, I don't love that.
I don't love that.
Yeah, that just kind of means like, hey, everything went good, but we're still going to evaluate the guys in the building. Yeah. And here's the thing. If you have any interest in signing this guy, get him in here now.
Right. Yeah. Sign him. Yeah. What, like, I don't understand. Like, you bring him in, like, what do you sign him? Like,
get him 3 weeks to catch up.
Right. Yeah. Get him in here now. See what you got. You don't like it, cut him. Like, at least get him in there. Why are we not? Why is he not signed? I don't know. Like,
I still think it gets done.
We've been talking about this for 6 months. I've been
3 years. We've been talking about him for 3 years. He's
true. But I mean, I'm talking about guards since the end of the damn season. I'm like, I wanted 2 of them. Like, Reiser's been one I've said this whole time. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, and it would have been nice. You would have felt really good about the depth. Whether they started with Patrick and then Patrick struggled, so Reisner comes in, or Reisner starts right away, and then Patrick's your depth with an injury. You would just feel so much better about the depth all around on the line.
Yeah. I agree with Dark Knight. Rivers did look good at guard. I mean, but I don't want to start. I mean, I think Rivers is potentially could be our future guard. I don't want to start 2 guards though. I don't want to do that.
Especially a late rounder.
I don't want to have to do that. If Patrick gets hurt, which Patrick has gotten hurt, in his career, he hasn't. I don't think he's made it through a whole 17-game season in a while. That's where I'm like, that. Well, then that's where is it? Cody Ford gonna be in there, or is it gonna be Rivers? And I'm like, just go get Reisner, and then you get Patrick, and if Reisner doesn't do it, It seems so easy. Why don't they do it?
Yeah, and I mean, even last year he made like a little over $2 million or something like that on the season. It's not going to break the bank. And you're talking trying to make the playoffs and a Super Bowl run, if it's $3 million, when you've got $30 million sitting out there in cap space, who cares?
Right, exactly. I mean,
get it done.
Anyway, we'll see what happens.
It's the cross we bear as Bengals fans.
Yeah. Well, I do want to change the topic here a little bit in the last 10 minutes here. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds, who won 2 in a row. They got the California Angels. I'm showing my age. The Los Angeles Angels.
That's 3 names ago, dude.
They were the California Angels when I grew up. That's why
I can't keep up. Anaheim,
They were the Los Angeles Angels, then the California Angels, then the Los Angeles Angels.
No, then they were the Anaheim Angels. Then they were the Los Angeles
Anaheim Angels. No, it was the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Anaheim, yes.
And then the Anaheim Angels.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot.
So, okay, hold on. Kid's got a good point here for get to the Red too. He said, "Well, we let Fant leave and we signed him." That's true.
I will say the difference is Fant had multiple
other
visits lined up. So he wanted to go everywhere.
Right.
And as far as we know, Reisner doesn't have any other visits lined up.
Right, exactly. All right, so Reds are a game out of the wild card, and I've said this before. Yes, it's frustrating as hell watching this team, but I can't say watch the whole game. I'll watch some of it tonight, probably fall asleep listening to it. It's second week of August. We're in this. We're a game out of the playoffs. I will take this over meaningless games. I'm still frustrated that, yes, they could have done a little bit more, get a relief pitcher, get that big bat, but at least they're in it and it's fun and exciting, and they still could sneak into the playoffs, and who knows what would happen then. I mean, this past weekend was they should have swept the freaking Brewers. They should have
and the Phillies.
It's just they can't get that big hit, or they can't get that guy coming out of the bullpen and just slam it. They're just missing.
Or they can't catch the goddamn ball.
Or they can't catch the ball. Exactly. But I'm having fun watching it. I mean, call me crazy, but
you're crazy.
This is fun watching this instead of what I can't watch. If there's a game on in August and it means absolutely nothing, I have no interest in watching it at all. I would rather watch this and get frustrated than watch a Reds game that means nothing. And Joe already says I'm crazy. What do you think, Dale?
I mean, it's at least fun to check scores when they're in competition. I can't sit here and say I'm watching every game, but if they're in the race and they have a chance, that's better than being 10 games out of it at this point. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Jeff. I mean, it's they've got the pitching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you did make it to a playoff series, you feel like, hey, maybe we could. But could you ever still get the big hit? Who knows?
Right. I mean, for the record, I think we're still our record is 22 games or 22 innings without scoring in the playoffs. So I think our record is still from 2020 when we didn't.
Could be extended too if we go back.
We are undefeated in our last 9 World Series games.
Boom! Take
last
that,
World
baby.
Series game the Reds
got to get there.
Yeah,
was game
75 and 90, undefeated, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
Or 76 and 90. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I mean, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
One incredibly important thing to note tonight. I don't know if they're in Louisville or wherever the hell, but South Stewart is playing first base.
First base. Yep, I saw that. Do you think? I mean, I know he's most likely going to get called up in September. Do you think they'll bring him up before then? Because he's a bat. He's hitting.
Well, here's the thing, though. People forget that they revamped the September, like the expanded rosters. You only get 28 spots, so you only get 2 additional spots.
All right.
So I don't think it matters. Like the expanded roster isn't really going to affect maybe Hector Rodriguez, which would be another smart guy to call up. You're not starting their like arbitration clocks. Like you can bring them both up. I think he will be up soon. I'm actually really surprised that he didn't go on the road trip with them, but I would imagine that when they come home, middle of next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's a three series.
Yeah, road trip,
and when they get back middle of next week, I would assume that he's up by then, which would be the 28th, I think, whatever that weekend series is.
Now, this road trip, I'll put it this way, and we've said this a couple different times, but I really do think this is a make or break road trip for the Reds. They got California. They could come back and they could be in the wild card race, or they could be 5 games out of it. So, and they don't typically do so hot out west. So that's the part where I am surprised or not surprised, but I think this is a make or break road trip for them. Am I grasping straws there?
Well, and I mean, right now you're trying to catch the Mets, right? And the Mets are playing the Nationals for 2 more, and then the Braves for 3, and both of those teams haven't been very good. So it's like you need to get these wins. You need to come out of that trip. I mean, 500 at the absolute worst, but
at worst,
you got to be, above 500 would be ideal.
Yeah, I would love for the Reds to go 5-1 between Anaheim and Phoenix. And actually, they are the Los Angeles Angels. I totally forgot. They were the Anaheim Angels in Los Angeles, so they are back to being the LA Angels. Anyway, I think they need to go 5-1 between the Angels and Diamondbacks. That gives you that buffer for the Dodgers. Now, the Reds won't get swept because they don't sweep.
They don't get swept. They don't get swept. We're going to win at least one game in I'll say in LA in against the Dodgers.
Yeah, and so if they can come out of there 6-3 on a West Coast stand, like that's,
I'll take it.
I think you kind of need that because again, like the Reds keep winning 2 out of 3, then losing 2 out of 3, winning 2 out of 3. Like
we need a
there's this ceiling at like 5 or 6. Yeah, they've yet to have a huge hot streak. Now, if you're playing the odds and they haven't really had a big hot streak where they've reeled off, 8 of 10, 13 of 12 of 15, something like that, then they're due. Now their schedule coming up is ugly,
really hard.
Yeah, they come home. They come home to face the second by schedule of strength. It was the second toughest.
Yep.
They come home to play the Cardinals, which still the Cardinals. They're not a bad team, and they pretty much have owned the Reds throughout the last 20 years.
They were the Brewers for the team that always owned us was the Cardinals forever until now it's the Brewers.
Yeah, and then the next 2 series, they Toronto and the Mets before going back out west for Seattle Athletics and at the Cardinals. So you need to start stacking series wins. You need to win 2 out of every 3, not just 3-3 and hope that the Mets continue tanking, because that's not going to happen. Mets are too talented. Mets have too many dudes on their team to continue to play like crap. Like they're going to turn around and maybe they're not going to play 800 ball or anything like that and run away with it, but they're going to play 550 ball or whatever. I mean, they're going to win 6 out of 10, and the Reds can't continue to play 500 to if they want a chance to keep up. So yeah, they need to go on a hot streak to give themselves a chance.
Now would be a great time to go on like a 10-game winning streak.
That would be delightful.
I think the longest winning streak they've had this year is 5. If I'm correct on that, I think that's what it is. It's only 5, which is still that was early in the season. I think it hasn't. They haven't done that in a while. I can see Joe looking up to make sure I'm wrong.
I would never do that.
That's Joe's favorite thing to do on the show. I throw stuff out there that I think I remember, and Joe goes, "Nope, you're wrong. It's this."
So I don't know if you've seen where Denzel Ward got dinged up at practice with the shoulder for the Browns.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that Jordan Schultz just tweeted that it's not believed to have suffered anything serious, but undergoing more tests still. Just to update that.
Good for him. He's a good player. I mean, screw the Browns, but
were you guys shocked at all that Joe Flacco's the starting QB? I wasn't.
I mean, that's what I said all along. People was asking me months ago, and I was like, it'll just be Flacco. They've got nope, Flacco's going to find a way to be the weak one.
6 guys under contract, and it's going to be Flacco, the 40-year-old.
I think it's funny. They're talking about having 4 quarterbacks on the roster. They've talked.
That's a terrible idea.
That is
I think they're saying that because they want to trade Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel.
Well, they'll probably trade who? Pickett, and then Watson's probably not going to count toward their 53. So
Snoop Huntley was only there just for reps because everyone was dinged up.
At max, they'll keep 3, I would imagine, and even that's not the smartest thing to do.
Do you think at this point Shedeur is going to be started as their number 2 quarterback?
I think Gabriel will be the number 2, and I think Sanders will probably be the number 3, and they'll probably just roster all 3.
I can see that. I mean, I'll put it this way: if Shedeur didn't get dinged up and was able to capitalize on what he did the first game, I think he would have had a better shot at being that number 2 guy. Because I mean, Joe hasn't even thrown a pass in a game, and he's going to be their starting QB. So,
well, you can't lose the job if you don't make any bad throws.
Right? Exactly. All right, boys, been up 59 minutes. Dale, plug some stuff on your great episode you got coming on tomorrow. I know you do your draft stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been doing them at 4, but it's going to be at 5 tomorrow. That's just what Newt could do. So we're going to have linebackers, and we'll try to wrap up corners and safeties at another date. But kind of wrapping up our Wednesday shows. Tomorrow will be the last one, and then Friday, another episode of Bengals and Brews at 3:30.
There you go, brother. Dale, as always, I appreciate you. And hopefully I'll see you Saturday for the commercial thing. You know, you come over there and show up.
Yeah, I don't know how early we'll make it up there. I will be parking in lot 1 because Derek's not able to make it to the game, and he gave his pass. So otherwise, I didn't know where me and Miley was going to park yet.
Yeah, park there and show up as the Bengals pimp on the commercial.
Oh crap, that's right. That's Bengals actually have a game at 1 o'clock, don't they?
That's why I said
I will not be there because I'm not dealing with all the hassle just to go down there to shoot some B-roll spots with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, I mean, Miley, she's 15, so I'm taking my 15-year-old, having her get ready and then driving 2 hours. The odds of me being there by 11 are slim to none.
Are you sitting in Derek's seats?
No, I've got chop seats. We're at the top of the stadium, but I'll probably just be walking around, honestly.
All right, well, we'll definitely have to meet because I only have one seat now, and I don't know. It's in 156, so anyway.
Yeah, I'm just going to be probably venturing around that lower level, go to the pros, take her to the pro show. We'll probably leave at like halftime so we can get some Midwest Best barbecue, you know.
There you go. There you
just
go.
Enjoy the day.
Exactly. All right, brother. I'll see you Saturday. Hooday.
See you, bro.
Joe, you got any final words of wisdom for Cincinnati sports fans here before I let you get on out of here?
I have so much wisdom to share. Reds have had 3 5-game winning streaks, only 4-game losing streaks. So yeah, I mean they're a 500 team. I mean, yeah, they're 66 and 60, but like you need a hot streak. Like go again. Like you don't have to win 10 in a row. Win 8 of 10.
Win 7 in
12 of 15. Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Go win 5 in a row right now. Take that.
But again, like they're relevant. Like they're going to be relevant at least until September. I mean, even if they lay an egg on the West Coast, they're still not, it's not going to be out of the race or anything like that. You're going to make that hill a hell of a lot tougher to climb, but
they got a chance, man. We'll see. But this is a big road trip. You got
absolutely
at least be 500, hopefully above 500 coming out of this. And they got a chance. I mean, Arizona and the Angels, they're beatable teams. I mean, they can beat them. The Reds are better teams than those teams are. They should beat them. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Joe, I appreciate it. We'll do this again next Tuesday. See you, brother. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Bengals and Brews and everything they got going on. The Reds game starts till 9:30 tonight. So, as always, thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I will be pulling off the sound later on tonight, putting on the podcast. Please check it out. It's on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor, please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. And of course, shout out to my great sponsors. They are as followed: Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Give them a call for all your lawn and landscaping needs. If you got multiple properties or you just want some new landscaping done at your house, think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Give them a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, Marr Window, Doors, and more. Their website's MyerCincinnati.com. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great-looking windows. Marr Window, Door, and more. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House, which, like I said, we will be doing the tailgate. So every Sunday that the Bengals have a game, I will be down at Moorline Lager House 3 hours before every single home game. We'll be down there tailgating. Road games, we'll be doing road tailgating. Come on down and watch the games down there with some crazy Bengal fans. We'll be having a great time down there. Come this Saturday, get down there if you want to be part of the commercial. Like I said, it's going to be B-roll, which basically it's just pan the crowd of everybody having a great time. So you guys want a chance to be on a commercial for the tailgate. Get on down about 11:30, and then go in and head into the game. But don't forget this, too. September 9th, we're doing the Dine for 9. I'll be doing a live show at Moorline Lager House. Now, there are other restaurants that will be participating in this, so you don't just have to go there. But if you'll come down for the 2-hour live show I'll be doing with Joe Farsing and Bengals all-time leading scorer, Jim Breach, and 2 members of the Bearcats Final Four team, Terry Nelson and Corey Blunt. Come on down, get your reservations at More on Lager House. It is pinned to the top of my Facebook page, the event. Click on that. That'll take you right to More on Lager House, and you can get your reservations there. I say get them quick. They're going to go fast. 9 for 9 portions of 9% of the profit goes to the Joe Burrow Foundation. So come on down and let's have a great, great time. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful. Oh, Brad already got his reservations. Awesome. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. So Brad did it. You guys can do it. Get your reservations. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Remember one thing and one thing only. Who Dey for life, and throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya! Another great show.
You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.